Okay,
Okay, okay.
okay. Hello, hello. Uproot people, uproot tribe. This is Uproot the Issue podcast live session happening this very Saturday morning. We get to talk about a very big issue about the tradition, about our culture, about our way of life. Because fashion sense, fashion has actually found its way into cross dressing, and cross dressing is becoming something that we really need to be conscious about with respect to our tradition. So we had to talk about the Etibor, the issue about ladies wearing it. Is it right traditionally? Who should wear this Etibor? Is it only guys? And I know you bring up the arguments. How about guys that do wear skirts? Or in one way or the other wearing a female thing? What would you say about it? But this is about the tradition. This is our thing. And I believe beyond just talking about it, there are certain consequences which are not really spelled out. So thank you so much for joining. I have here in this talk show room one man that I actually, venerate so much when comes to our tradition. One man that has actually given his all to promote and bring back our culture and language. And that is the president of Bring Back Our Language initiative that is saddled with the task of enriching, promoting our cultural heritage. In the talk show room is widely known as MC Udo Makara. Sir, Mike Umoh. It's good to
That's
have
all.
you here,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. My name is Iman Umoh, and
Okay.
I am the international president of Bring Back Our Language Foundation, one of the UN members of Language African Foundation, OLA. I am an MC and culture ambassador of Kwame State. That's it.
It is. It's not an easy feat. Thank you so much, sir, for joining this live. I am really, really grateful.
Thank you.
So which part of Akwa Ibom state are you from?
Okay, I'm a proud son of the basic post development government, and beside Okupnaron, where you have the A4 school, the junction there and the A4's land is my father's land, my grandfather's land. So when you get to A4's, that's my community,
Sultan Ekpe.
of course.
Wow, it's good. It's good. It's good to have you here, sir. It's really good to
Thank
have you.
you.
Okay, sir. So let's get started. So this issue of Etibo, but let me just start this way. This Etibo or Utobo, as the case may be, what is the because someone from beyond we have people who are not really Akwa Ibomites listening to this live who will join this live. So how will they get to know the meaning or what we are trying to talk about? What is the work
It's breaking.
the pattern
Sorry,
of dressing
you're breaking.
which people. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I think it's better. It's better now.
Okay, so I was asking, we have other people who will join this session that are not Akwa Ibomites. So now, what is this Etibo?
All right, Etibo precisely is not a language, but basically we appreciate other languages more than us. That is the UN
Hmm.
prediction of saying that Akwem language
Okay.
will go off in 2050. So first, Etibo is a divination of a
Okay.
cloth. Usually when for from the people of Bini, the Bini people, that is the word
Okay.
Etibo, and it is a cloth meant for men. But in our land,
Hmm.
Etibo is also a clothing that is also meant strictly for men, and not really like women cannot wear them because of cross dressing. They
Okay.
can. So Etibo
Okay.
is not what I'm even talking about.
Okay.
My point was not Etibo. That's clothing.
Okay.
My point,
Okay.
as discussed, I will tell you why I raised some issues.
Okay. 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 So this Etibo is not a clothing that is from our own origin. It's from the
Is that
village
the
people.
word? The word Etibo, the word Etibo.
Mm,
Ukubo, ukubo, afong bang,
mm,
anginer.
okay.
When God gaban te wuribo, God don't get the word Gary out of Kwai State.
Mm, yes, yes, yes.
Ido. So everybody in the world, they don't carry.
Mm,
But you need the language. So the same thing happened to Etibo. Everybody don't Etibo. So when you say Etibo, it's widely understood. Like it, do you understand what I
okay.
mean? So it's a language.
Yes.
It's not that you can make it from me, make it that from, but it's a language that
Mm,
everybody can say. "Oh, let's go and chew. Let's go and
mm,
enjoy Igbo." It makes
mm,
But if you say
okay.
Ishewu,
Mm. I was a
immediately the
word.
person.
Ding,
No, no, no. You don't understand. If you say
mm.
Igbo, people will ask, "What is Igbo?"
The word,
But
but
when you
we
say
share people like
yes,
okay,
immediately the person gets it. That's the point.
okay, okay. Okay. That has been registered because I've seen certain questions. When we actually state that publicity, people were asking, it's not Etibo, it's the joy, all those things. So I wanted to get that clear. So okay, so about this because we have our own way of dressing as men. We also have our own way of dressing as Akwaibom people in the aspect of women. So in terms of our tradition, let's get to know how. Let's start with the women first because it's a culture that we let the women go first. So now, how do our women dress in terms of tradition, like traditionally? This is an idea from things I mean. How do our women dress
Okay,
over
when
there?
you talk about traditionally, I talk that means if I'm not mistaken, I think you are asking about
Mm.
how they dress when they are coming up for traditional marriage. Is that what you're asking?
Yes, 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 yes.
A proud woman of Akwaibom, Akwacross, it is known to be on yon, which has to do with oral, urban, the Efik side,
Mm.
the river area, river area known as Efik, Ibibio, Efik, and the Aron, and I think even as
Right.
well. They put on
Okay.
it on yon. Now, when it comes
Oh,
to Ibibio and other tribes, we put on Nduriba.
okay.
Nduriba.
Okay.
Nduriba
Nduriba.
means, yeah, 6 yards of the cloth being used two times. You separate them two
Okay.
and you use the first one and the second one. That identify you to be an Akwa person. In as much as I understand that as a tribe in Nigeria, they also use them. But in Akwa in typical Ibibio, that's the Akwa person. So that's
Mm.
what women want when it has to do with. But now, because of the new world, because of the modernized system of how the world is revolving, they have seen
Mm.
lace now. You see lace, expensive lace. Women will put on a whole lot of design, a beautiful attire. So our women have you should you should be able to identify an Akwa Ibom person
Mm.
quickly through that particular dressing.
Okay.
I don't know if you want me to Chumul, what is there another question
Yes,
you want me
please.
to okay,
Yes.
okay,
So
now go ahead.
about our men. Let's get
Okay, man,
that.
it's
That is
about, yeah,
one of
beautiful. Man, before this time, man has a clue that identify a Kwebon person in terms of we copy from
okay.
Ifik. We are coming from from a very large community
Ethics.
that
Yes.
has
Mm.
respect traditions and norms, which the Ifik people. So we have how to dress. If you say akpong pong is that store you see that the after wrapper a man will put up the pick up a piece of the wrapper there and also put off
Okay.
something like with a tie, but in a traditional way that is a
Okay.
pong pong. So you
A pong pong.
simply
Okay.
identify that identify that in Anang you should be able to identify a man with raffia. In
Okay.
oral, you should be able to
With
identify with
raffia.
a man with. You should be able to identify a man with a red cap with the logo of our nation.
Okay.
Yes, they get the same thing. So we are tribes that has not one tribe that say, okay, this is we have about we are ethnic, three ethnic society that we are
That's
working
good.
together. Do you understand? So
Okay.
our
Yeah.
men dress with wrapper, well nodded, and a touch of Etibo. But remember, Oron don't do Etibo. Oron do a
Okay.
white shirt, a clean white shirt.
Okay.
Likely may have a kerchief on them,
Wow.
on their neck.
On them. Okay. How we use get bong bong. We don't use a bong
Yes.
bong like
I don't know if it's a bong
okay.
bong, but I will be okay. Kong. A typical Oron person,
Mm.
you identify them very simple. You will see them at least a white kerchief on their neck and a red cap.
Okay.
So our men dress stylishly. Same thing with our women. I know you will
Okay.
ask me so we can discuss as well. You asked me what really happened. That I had to come to Facebook and speak about that. All right. So
Okay.
my very distinguished brother had a marriage, a very beautiful marriage, and people are asking, why is it Savior's own? Why is this his own? Yeah, the same thing happened to. Let me ask, why did Bobby is it Bobby Brisky or whatever they called the
Mm.
transgender arrested? Yes, because he's a brand.
Mm.
Is a brand. Every other person would do and go cost free. But when a brand, a man who has a voice, a man who has a brand to protect,
Mm.
does something,
Influence.
people will want. Yes. So Savior is a brand.
Mm. Mm.
Savior is highly respected. And that's why we are trying to, if we are not hitting him, we are not attacking him. We are using his event, whereby it was a clear scenario of letting our sister to
Mm.
lame and also to educate them. But because of
Not
pride,
to
we took
attack
respect.
anybody.
No, I'm not. Men, come on. I love women. I don't sleep with them. I'm happily married, but I respect them.
Mm.
I have heard a lot of them say, and I'm doing this and that and that. I have not raped anybody. If I have anything to do with a woman, it's straight. It's a request. You can say yes or no.
Mm.
So these people have so much value. I'm married to a very good woman, and I respect women. I love them deeply. I will not attack women. I will not do that. My point is very simple. Hi, women, you are going against the custom and the tradition of Akwabon people, and that happened in Ibibio land. So
Mm.
it should be corrected. We are not against the Etibo. I am not against Etibo. I'm not even against anything. The point is that I am telling you that okay, when you hold something that is identified with the gods of the land, and the place you might likely go to a place that was sacrificed or the life that was that was I don't know how to put it, a place whereby such a place was ordained to respect, but you have gone there to show your strength as a woman. God, okay, you don't know where you're living, you don't even know where you're sitting. Now maybe it was a forest.
Mm.
When something happened in the
Mm.
forest, a lot of sacrifice. And when a stick such as the staff they were using comes to that place,
Mm.
it can trigger what our forefathers did, even though a mountain was built. Or you understand what I'm saying?
Mm. Mm.
Remember, even though the church is built in the forest, we are conscious that even the church alone are also struggling to see how they can fight with the gods. So my
Yes.
point
Yes.
is,
That's true.
if you take this dress like that to run, you are triggering the gods of the Urwan, which
One.
the people of Urwan have so much regard and respect to the culture and norm. So
Mm.
what I was saying, hey, don't go there. I'm not attacking anybody. You can do the Etibor, you can do the Sobo, but when you have the stick such as that, if you check my picture, I have showed you the other stick that is a normal dressing walking stick, a sang, and the other
Mm.
one that has ekpe, the lion, the snake, the parrot and not signify something.
Mm.
So when you have them where you are not supposed to have, it triggers the people that know and have the culture. When you use it, it triggers the lion around the environment it to attack. I have been as a culture ambassador of Kwemta, there's some certain things I know, there's some certain things I've done, But even with that, I am conscious to the fact that I can wear Nkoyemyong to every place. So a woman dressed with a cap and also use Nkoyemyong on her head, and everybody's clapping for them. No, no. How would you identify Pope and Cardinal? Through dressing. A
Through
Pope can
dressing.
come here and Cardinal. You can only cite a Pope by his dressing. So something should identify, sorry, be able to
No
identify,
problem.
be able to identify a crown prince and princess.
Okay.
So when you're not a princess, when you're not a prince, and you're putting up these things, you are abusing the power. Now, if you want to ask me that these things are the fashion, my brothers and sisters, let's wear camouflage and go to Gorokbarabia. It's fashion. So I wasn't
No,
attacking
we should
anybody.
not try that one.
Those people, some of them are my friends. I respect them so much.
Mm,
Some of them are the close
mm,
friends. My point was, no, they will not take it away. It's not supposed to be. Nobody's dying
mm,
because I know it's a wood. But remember that using that design, you are calling on the powers of
mm,
that environment. So be conscious. So be conscious. That was my point. We are not against them using the wrapper, using the Etibo. I am not against that. But the staff and Koyemyong and Etamobong signifies something.
itam.
Signifies
Okay.
something.
So before we move into, I think that is the main bone of contention here. So before we move into that, I've been to traditional and this because I love engaging my things in the things of our tradition. I mean, beyond just being MC, you get to learn one or two things. So on several cases, I discovered that most guys we don't really know how to tie that usobo. So most times we'll tie it on the right. Most times they get to tie it on the left.
Now let me let
So
me
I
let me, let
think
me
this is a
correct you.
good opportunity
So
for
let me
you to
correct
teach
you.
us.
Let me
Mm,
correct you. Sorry,
mm,
please.
mm.
You don't use a word they don't know how to tie. Use a
Okay.
word. Maybe they don't know um what the tradition says. An unarmed
Okay.
child tie a wrapper by the right.
Okay.
Ibibio tied by the left. So if you see to left to the right, there's something wrong. The
Okay.
person that Buekong, the person that Buekong tied it
Mm,
to the right as well, or to the left. So I wouldn't say that they don't know. Maybe someone will just do it ignorantly. Like me, that sometimes I'll go to my clients, they groom, I'll say, why you tie like this? Are you from Andang? He said, yeah, from, oh, I say, oh, sorry, he's right. I'll go to them and say, why are you telling, are you
okay.
from Andang? Of my baby, he said, yes, okay, oh, he's right. Even
Mm,
the same thing I know you want to ask, the cap. We
okay.
have what we call itamekong, that long cap.
Mm,
If you weigh it back, maybe you can, if you weigh it to this side, maybe it's fancy. When you put on this side, it signifies something else, which I'm not to discuss here. So the way you put up the
okay.
caps signifies things. Do you understand?
Mm,
Signify things. If I mention here, that means there is no need of the so it's whatever I call these people research. They have to come and research. So that's the thing.
this is already a room for research already.
A room I should be paid for research, sir. I should not use my personal. So that's the thing. So those things signify. Oh, using staff by your left hand signifies something. Using by your right hand signifies
Hmm.
something. Also be aware that
Something.
nobody in Oran community except otherwise can you cannot place your staff on the ground. The same thing with Ifik land.
Wow. How
Please
about in
make,
this?
make this research. You can't. I have been to events in the Calabar and I know what happened to me.
Hmm.
So that's the thing. So it's just that they
Is it
don't know.
applicable to us as well? Is it applicable to us as well? We can play. We in a make it song. Is it applicable to
No,
Igbo as well?
we can, but it's an insult for you to you are standing with a chief or you're talking to a chief and then you put the cap or they put the staff on the floor, on the ground.
Oh.
It's an insult, badly insult.
So it's also another thing is how about maybe it's nice to see you a bend already or you greeting a chief or don't remember on that aposie esanga ado pa wo sika isi esanga
No,
iam
it's all right. It's
like
all right. It's all right.
mm, oh
Even though they have the right, did you say something about TMF? It is
mm,
the chief that has the right to bring out his. Do you understand?
his own staff. Okay.
Yes. So that's the thing. You will see a Yoruba man lived 250 years, well celebrated. But you will see an Akwa man who died at 70, who died at 50. When you kneel down before a Yoruba woman or a Yoruba an elder and you greet him or her, Eka Ro, Eka So, whatever, he will pray before you say, he will hold you and say, you should live long. So he is
Mm,
speaking into your life, projecting into your life. Most of them will say, you will never die. No evil will see you. There are some people
mm,
that pray for you, other powers will flee. It's spiritual. The world is spiritual. That is why you will see someone would sleep here and wake up. It was fighting on the person was had a fight in the dream, and when he comes here,
mm,
he was crushed. He was beaten, physical. The life is spiritual. So you will see that these people will live longer than us because they understand the culture and the tradition of the land. But you will see an Akwa man who will see a chief. I come, hey, Chivo, Alpha. Are you kidding me?
mm. Agua.
At the old boy. How could you tell my old boy? Pale. That's the thing. That's the thing. So we are not. I'm not against the system. I'm,
Mm.
I'm against how it is done. So I think this will be highly documented. We are working.
Sorry, there's a break in transmission. Okay, I think that has been sorted out.
No, I think it's from me. I had a call. Sorry about that.
Okay, okay. But yeah, man, my bum buck. Okay, yeah,
So
mama.
that's the thing. That's the thing.
Okay,
Let's go ahead, please.
okay. Okay, so okay, I think we've actually. I mean, most of these things I did not know. So I've it's a good opportunity that beyond just having this as a chat, we see people. At least I've seen someone here of the intimate matters who's saying they are you are very knowledgeable. I thank you so much, sir. Yes, Sir Mike, Iman Mike Mo is actually one man that in things of the tradition media space I really, really give it. I broke my heart because when I told someone, oh, who are you having for this conversation? You should not just bring someone that is not have someone that is he has vast knowledge of these things and away from knowledge, the experience and the know-how, the exposure. Said, okay, let me go for uh man Mike because he's good in that aspect. Even Sium Peter as well. Those are people in his terrain that they are used to. These are people that speak 247 about our heritage, how we can regain our lost glory. So this is a live chat on tradition, choice and change. Who wears the Akwacross traditional outfit? Remember that the issue here is not about the Etibor, it's not about the clothing, so to say. We have actually touched the aspects of where we got this whole name of Etibor coming from, and I mean, how we dress as the people of Ethiopia. You know, this is a very wide tribe that actually draws its strength from the mother tribe, which is the we also have raw people, we have Anan, which I believe most of them could see this live, even if they can't watch it this very early morning. We get to share this, so don't worry. If you are just joining, you have not missed so far. So we've also got to see that yes, there are certain things we should not do. There are certain things, not really because we didn't, know, but this is what tradition says. Yes, I've actually learned that one today. That you may not say you don't know, but this is how the tradition now guides us. Okay, so you may claim you know, but you go to Anang. Now that's how their tradition speaks and says and directs them to do. So we are never, too small to learn every day. That is what keeps us alive. So, sir, we are done with the aspect of the clothing. Now, getting to the main issue, what actually brought up the whole conversation since Friday last week because it has been a trend in Akwa Ibom State. Every blessed they're coming up online. We see these people going to dig out pictures, pictures from years back. Okay, so now as the sky is blue, so the conversation is also blue in this aspect. But then, sir, let me get to ask them what actually, brought up to speak this out to Akwa Ibom people because I saw the first caption that I saw it was it's so sad. It's so sad. Meanwhile, you were not really happy. So now because this is opportunity for me to hear you wholeheartedly speaking to us. Why did you actually decide to speak up at this
Sorry, I'm Commissioner. I'm in the call on the live chat now. Is there any urgent? Can I speak with you later, please? All right. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. I'm sorry about that. I wanted to speak to our
no
commissioner.
problem?
Um, what happened is that that thing happened I think, I don't know, I think Friday last week or so, if I'm not mistaken. And
Yeah, that
I
was
spoke
Friday
about
night.
it. I spoke about it 3 days ago. It was because you had a meeting with the TRC and that was rest. So I decided to come and address it. And I didn't even want to, not addressing it. I said, I will speak about this issue very
Hmm,
soon. We are coming up with something with the TRC. I wasn't saying anything.
hmm,
Before you know, they started
hmm,
attacking me, calling me a lot of names and that and that. These children believe that um, um, men are trying to oppress them. In that case, they want to be seen, they want to be noticed. Anytime you notice a woman in terms of a woman is heard, is a noise. But when a woman is seen, it's attraction. When a woman
hmm,
is heard attaching comment noise. But when a woman is seen, oh, look at how she walks, look at how she behaves. That is beautiful. That is cultured. So when
hmm,
I saw a lot of people started attacking me. So nothing, there was no issue at all. I will come to address it. I wasn't
hmm,
saying anything. I was just saying I will come to address it. So before you know, they start
okay.
attacking because it was a gang up in a way. And of course, I know you are aware that they have created a WhatsApp group to attack me, asking they will give me scandal. And I say, me for way, I have my family, and that's all. That's the truth.
Hmm,
My pastor is my pastor. If you ask me, I will explain to him he's my father. He will understand. My wife is the only person I have a whole obligation to explain deeper.
hmm,
My organization, I will plead with them to understand with me.
hmm,
My children, I'll kneel down, plead with them. So if you do anything out of that, you're wasting your time. If you like, call me any name. So what I was trying to do was just at least to let them understand I'll come to intimate them. They would have allowed me to come and speak and they'll see what I'm going to say. But because maybe they
hmm,
have beef, according to them, they said that I'm angry because I wasn't the MC of the event. And I just laughed, which me, I'm a brand. At the risk of sounding
hmm,
boastful, I'm a brand. I had event that day in Ini. the person that host that had event, the client or the groom is my friend. He even told me he's married to my sister, and I was invited, but I was busy. So I wasn't jobless. And even when I didn't even though I didn't have any events. Why should I be that my colleague is the one emceeing? Am I the one to enter all the events? Will I? It's just like saying the police. We can't have the police everywhere. We have how
Mm.
many thousand of police when we have millions? We have thousands of police covering millions of people. You don't see the error. So
Mm.
if I was the only MC, will I be able to MC all the events? So my colleague was
No,
there.
it's not possible.
So the
And your
person that
colleague
said
is
that,
good.
and it's good. Emma is good.
He's good. I mean, Emma Babi is very good. Very, very good. Very good.
Emma is good.
Very good.
So I don't know how someone will believe that I was envy because I wasn't. Wow, what for? No, I didn't do that. So I was trying to let them understand what they should do and how they should at least. I keep saying this. It was cruise. They were supposed to be playful and then we go about it. My target was doing that. I wanted to address it and then we can come up with Etibor Day.
Mm.
Imagine those beautiful sisters. We over 500 sisters with on Etibo on the street,
Mm.
sending a signal that our culture is still alive. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
It will really go a long way
What I'm saying.
at least awaken
But
that aspect that has been.
because they have personal beef about me. I don't know why they are doing that. I don't know. It's Bangladesh. None of them can feed me. Their boyfriend cannot feed me. Their husband cannot feed me. With due respect to them,
Mm.
coming to say they want to who do you know a person want to destroy? And you go down one by one. But by the time, see, by the time let me just keep quiet for now. I want to see the attack. Then they will understand that that you see a man is a man in the daytime, but is a evil at night. We should be careful. We should be careful. If you don't know who you're speaking with, you shake his hands in the daytime. When at night it can be a beast. Men are beasts at night. Let them be careful. That's the truth.
Okay. So let's get to the main issue here, which is, like you said, it's not really the dressing. Is the
It's not.
but let me I will yes, let me get to hear from you. What is the main thing that you saw as an error in that particular outfit in terms of women wearing the Etibo, and what is the main error there? Is it you made mention of two things, the staff and the royal hat. So let's get to Naikokumium. How do we call them and what do they signify? The staff
What is it? Sorry.
and the royal hat. Okay, can you hear me now?
Please let me hear it. Can you come again, please?
Okay, I'm talking about the two things that you actually pointed out, the
Sure.
staff and the royal hat. Yes. Now, how is it called? The two things, and let's get to know the significance, what they
Okay.
signify.
Itamo
These two things.
Ekod Udak. Udak is strictly for the chiefs, title men or women.
Okay.
Udak. That's the cap.
Okay.
Now, the staff is called Isangobo
Okay.
in a language. I don't know other languages in the Bible. Them have the way they call it, but
Okay.
in the Bible, that's it.
In
It is
that
strict.
Odak, there's something that they do use
Nkoyemion.
on. How is that different?
Nkoyemion.
Going.
Nkoyemion.
Hmm.
Nkoyemion is strictly for chiefs, for the title
Hmm.
chiefs. Now, remember that we have four categories of chiefs identified in the Bible, the TRC. We have the family head,
Okay.
we have
Okay.
the village head, we have
Okay.
the clan head, we have the
Okay.
paramount rulers, and title chiefs. Title chief is the way of Bracadabra for the making money for the community. can come to you and say, okay, Kemini, I want to give you a title. Okay, you can bring up 1 million now to support the community development. Do you understand? Or you have done so well, want to give
Okay.
you a award opportunity can be you. Do you understand? You
Mm.
can weigh it.
Yes.
You can weigh because you have been crowned a title chief. So that's basically those are the people that can use them.
Okay. So nkoi emiom ye udak and the esangobong. These three particular things I really want to know, and I believe our viewers would love to know what do they stand for.
Like that's what I'm saying. Nkoyemyong, when you put on Koyemyong, Akamesang, Etibo, and then Yesang, okay, Matang. It should
Mm,
it's a very simple thing. How do you identify a seminarian from a reverend father?
mm,
It's that's the clear word. How do you identify police from army? The people that are meant to use that are for chiefs, not for everybody. That's the truth. The people who song in yaga igbo with iterendum,
mm,
who song in toyin, yaga igbo with iterendum. Us, they allow the elders to stop being wicked. Because when you install the elders, it will trigger them to show that he's an elder. He knows better than you. Do you? Kids, I see them. Yeah, man, see them.
mm,
Old men thought that young men thought that old men are fools, but old men knows them to be so. The new generation thought that old men are. I am smarter than my father. He wouldn't know. Don't worry. Don't worry. He would not know. The father would just sit and laugh and say, look at this one. He thought I'm not aware.
okay. Okay. Sir, I think there's a little break in transmission there. I think it's clearer now.
Beautiful, yeah, sure.
You can still hear me. Yeah, you can see it. Okay. So yes, we've identified these three things there. Nkoyemiong and Uda, the Esangu, Ubong. And people are actually saying, tradition. Tradition was made by man, man made. So I mean, the world has evolved, and we should change.
We
It's a
are, we
fashion
are not
point,
against that. Sir, yeah, the world has changed. That's why you won't say Mbupoba.
mm,
The world has changed. That's why
mm,
you don't say Nkoman. When someone in the
mm,
community put to birth, they will be taken to the market square. People will give him something, give her something, and pour her ndum
mm.
or powder.
Powder. Mm,
Because the world has revolved, you wouldn't see those things again. Yeah, we modernize to the fact that the staff can be created or crafted or whatsoever because the world. But
mm,
even when the culture or the fashion has at the modern age have taken over the culture, that we can bring the culture to a stylish angle. We should also be
mm,
careful of where the culture comes from. No matter what you want to modernize, you cannot modernize. You can.
mm.
Okay, if you say culture is not powerful, you want to modernize it. So let's go to Motor now and go and sleep there. So why are you scared?
It's a
Why are
real
you scared of
area.
the cops? A dead metal, a dead body. Why are you scared? If you are not scared,
Mm,
you are not scared of the cops. It's a spirit. Spirit. The spirit that is in him is
mm,
you're what is scared of. So no matter what you do, you can never modernize. You can. You can't. So whatever you want to do it, however you want to do it, no problem. That's why you see you can't travel from here to Makara without plane because everywhere is linked. You are you are you. I would nobody would tell me that he or she born without a navel.
Take
So
it.
as fast as your navel touch the ground, when libation is poured and your name is mentioned, when you are wrong, the tradition will find you.
Mm.
If a thief comes to your house today and discover that your door is open, he will not come in. But when he comes and see that the door is closed, he will show his power by breaking the door. What am I saying? He will run away from the village saying that witchcrafts are in the village. They will just laugh at
Mm.
you because they want to exhibit their power by moving in 1 second to where you stay. Or are you not aware they have plane? They have pilots. They have their own pilots. So they want to test their new flight if it's working. Do you
Mm.
know what it's called? Ikra. Idang. That thing was also for he move
Yeah.
on. Have you ever seen that thing more than 1 second? You won't see him up to 3 seconds. He moves that thing that it could ikra, ikra. He moves on the he has a color that moves on the sky. Pew!
Okay, network.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Lightning. Lightning move. Pew! It's the most powerful thing in the world. It's owned by us. See, no matter what you want to modernize, you will not modernize that one. You will not.
Wow. Okay.
You can only change the physical
So,
looks
so
of the masquerade, but the real spirit is in the forest. If you like, wear shirt. Masquerade should wear shirt when the incantation is done. When if it is not apart from fashion, if it is from the forest and the incantation is being done, it's a masquerade. If you like, wear socks.
wow. I'm getting to see things now. I'm getting clearer. So, okay, so sir, you've actually mentioned a whole lot of things which I've actually jotted down. My book is really for you. So,
Thank you.
yes, getting to the because me, I know that anything if we tend to leave and let go of certain issues that are very, very important, which we should know, I believe the consequences will come. So, for some of us, maybe you need to bang because even if when we are even on, we also have Amen, okay, which who may not really understand how the tradition directs this pattern of fencing that is meant for teeth. For them like Nikama, they can also, use this product and Nkoi Emion without knowing and or without, understanding that this is what the tradition says. And at the same time, they can also use this staff. So, and maybe I'm trying not to, censor the whole thing around the women now. But then anyone that gets to use this who is not within this category that we've actually highlighted here, the village head, the family head, the village head, the clan head, or the paramount ruler. Anyone who gets to use these two things, what are at least maybe let's say 2 or 3 consequences you can share with us, please.
Okay, thank you
That's
so much.
one, sir. Ayina gana nteru we make bay ni this obipa.
Okay, thank you so much. Consequences comes when those things are being sacrificed, when those things are diabolic. Consequences comes when you take that thing to a place where you're not supposed to. Like I've told you, I've shared you on my Facebook how I went to Calabar. I never knew that's the bong of Calabar, and I mistakenly bowed before him with Goyemio. The thing takes me off from there, push me to somewhere else. That was Calabar. That place was just I don't know that I know that's the cultural center, but I don't know what happened there. but the person that was there was
So
powerful.
you were not, sorry, who boy cooking man. You were not to, but na ke yara itamado,
I was,
ubunanga about,
yes, of course,
for
of course, of course. So,
why?
and yeah, of course, that's because that's I'm not supposed. I'm not gotten to that level.
Okay, okay.
So in that case, the power of that environment was the one fighting. So the consequences are, if you mistakenly use those things in the area where those things were sacrificed, where the ekpe was sacrificed for an altar of tradition, not to eat, but
Mm.
just to sacrifice in, you know what I'm talking about. When
Yeah,
the
yeah, I
lion
understand.
sees something that looks like lion, he will go after the person that used it. If the same thing happen, if a native doctor comes here and say that not the doctor is there, he want to show that he has the most powerful ring. So what he will do is to see if he can harm the other person. So if the other person
Mm.
can send back, that means he's powerful. But if he cannot send back, so the consequences depend on the sacrifice of the environment and the people involved. If it was for fashion, we should be educated that you should not use that in case you use it into a wrong environment.
Environment.
That's the impact. So I'm not saying that they will die. No, 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 no. Nobody will die. Nobody will die. It
Mm.
is only if the chief of that community now says, those people came to my community and put all those things, summon them now. I want to see all of them. If not, whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh.
Because the man has spoken.
Mm.
But if nobody is speaking, fine. So that's the thing.
So okay, so just go boy cooking man. Moving back to the what happened to you in Calabar. You were dressed in that pattern, which you said that yeah, you didn't really know. Okay, so now what we on normally on what normal ground, which maybe you will after then you must have asked question and you got
A
about
lot of
certain
things was
information.
no, a lot of things was done.
Why
Yes.
can you, is it possible to say please?
No, 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 no. I was taken to somewhere and I was restricted. I was warned not to use the water to go back. Do you understand?
Okay,
I was warned not to use
yes,
water. Mind you, I paid for two ways of the very whatever they called. I paid both to and through, but I didn't want to have
mm,
problem, so I used the road back
okay.
because I trigger
So
with something of that environment.
mm. So what were you expecting? Meaning now, immediately you saw that album of that environment. What were what would you have done
I was
normally?
excited now to go and greet Abong. It's a normal thing now. Go and bow before Abong. But something on my head signified that I am a bong. So it's the power within that bank wanted to say who is he.
Oh,
It's just like coming to the bank. Something must scan you to see if you have a
mm.
something must scan you to see that if you have gone or something. So that was what happened
Or
to me.
something in you. Sample. Oh,
So something looked like something that I'm not. And I think
are you Japa?
my
That was
brother.
that was on a soft note. But I just hope that we get to, if opportunities like this, if platform like this come, where once in a while, people of such repute in terms of tradition get to enlighten us. This is what we should do. This is how it should be. I mean, it will really go a long way so that we won't make certain mistakes. But then before we just try to run down because since the 9 o'clock we've actually been here talking about this one issue. I would really love to touch about on something before we get to the end of the conversation about pouring because yes, honestly, this thing has made me to extend stretch my brain to get certain reviews from people. So we were like, well, is it culturally is it right for a woman to pour libation? Is it the men alone? So I would, from you now being the chief and the custodian of our culture, who was, let me also chip in this as well about the libation. Can a woman, pour libation, or is it the men alone
Nobody
that
is
pour libation?
nobody is educated. Nobody has gone to school upon libation. When the gods
Hmm.
appoint you, you are good.
Okay.
Whether a woman or a man, it is who is the bearer or the messenger of the gods who has sacrificed his time or our time to be identified with the goddess can pour libation. Nobody is really had or appointed or we were created to say that if you were created obviously from the ancestors, you were just sent to do that. So that's the word. Nobody is like no, no, no. And also be aware that there's some people that will pour even work. My cousin did something. My cousin did something the other day and said, I pour libation. I say, libation for me. You are not from my family. You're just anyway. Let me show you something. Oh, but Madam Prem, the English song, song again. You know, they tell me I don't pay. Oh, Prem, I want to pour the villagers, the village, the chief. Uro, do you even know who you are? You don't even need to pour like a even what I will kill this boy. They now say that this is Amanisongayan Mfambun. My grandfather
Hmm.
was a first chief for my maternal, was a first chief in that community
Hmm.
who fought, and a lot of people were killed just for him to have a community. And the oldest chief, my grandfather from my maternal or my paternal, was a chief who died at the age of 142 years, who was the longest serving chief in the entire Uyo Setara district.
Hmm.
Go and find out. He was the longest serving chief in the entire Uyo. At that time, it was Akwacross. I mean, the
Hmm.
entire longest serving chief who had lived to the point that he changed to be like monkey. 142 years. And you're going to find that kind. So what am I trying to say, my brother? Um, we should be careful of who pours the libation because you might likely pour libation and it get back to you. That's send back to send us here about immediate on the thing. I
Hmm.
go over myself. Well then, thank you.
Hmm. Wow. Okay. So okay. Okay. So sir, and you've actually also you know pointed out something that got my attention. But before we just get to the last question, I will also love yes, before we call it a wrap, I will also love to ask because this tradition, yes, I mean tradition. You see, the church has also come in to play. Where yes, to some certain extent, we say, is he not a Christian? Why should he get himself into things of
Uh,
every?
sir, so what you talking
uh,
about? I am a child of God.
mhm.
My pastor is
Okay,
Pastor Christian about
that's what I wanted
well,
to ask.
well respected. I'm a Christian.
Hmm. Hmm.
I don't save two things. I save God, but I
Okay.
understand and respect my tradition. Yaksinia sisa, ya eno sisa.
Not that. Hmm.
No matter how a pastor will preach, I will tell him to go and preach about other things. But when it comes to that, the people that who brought Bible to us understood that okay, the only way they could
Hmm.
send people to church, they can make even a week of pharmacy. Who invented them? Is it not them? It's not a room. Room. It's a Greek.
Hmm.
So when they came
Hmm.
to Kwaibum, they wanted to say how we can. So okay, the only place, the only place you can serve be several pharmacy. That is how religion started.
Hmm. Hmm.
Do you understand? That's how it started. And it also those people that help them to pursue people to the church. So who is the most senior? The culture. Who is God? The culture oversee. The culture is the spirit. The spirit. You go spirit, you know.
mm,
I am a child of God. So people will say they start calling me an herbalist. I'm not an herbalist. It's just that I was opportune to know these things because I'm born to see those things in me. I've seen born
mm,
pastors. My own is not born. I'm a pastor. What I'm doing is preaching the message of culture.
mm. That's
That
the
was what I
pastor
was
of
doing.
our culture.
Ye, pastor back stage, I'm here to culture.
Mm, I'm for the culture.
Let me tell you the truth. Anybody can do here, wrong. Anybody that sees they say time prophecy. I do. I won't do.
Mm,
The person that opened his eyes or her eyes to speak is a spirit behind his covenant. So when you say God, yes, it's God. But God understands that it's a spirit. He gives spirit to speak, communicate. Da, I did them. I did them.
Oborema.
I did them. And most of them, any type of good for you don't believe all. Or am I get I would?
Mm.
Sir, you know, center point.
No problem, sir. I mean, this is. I think we will need to have this something like this on the main physical podcast. But then it has been a very fantastic conversation. I've actually got to learn a whole lot about our culture, something that I may not really have known. So about the the fashion, the clothing, yes, it's not. We are not actually targeting anybody. We are not, attacking anybody. This is a conversation to learn and to, get to enlighten people on that aspect of our culture which we actually play down on. Okay, so the staff and the royal hat. Yes, this has been a conversation having a chief and a custodian of our culture, Iman Mike Umoh, on the platform of Uproot the Issue podcast live session. Thank you so much for staying till this very hour. And before we call it a wrap, I would love to. My name is Ekeminekwe. I'm your host anytime, any day. So I would love to ask Iman Mike, please, what message do you have for our people before we end this live
My dear
session?
people of Aquarium State, the UNESCO says that predicted that our language and culture will go off in 2050. If our language and culture goes off, that means we are off. Let's protect what we have. Let's see how we can promote it and also document it. Do well to respect what is respected. Do well to run away what is. The Bible says, flee, 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 flee. There are some pastors that when they wear that cap, they are pope, they are bishops. Some pastors cannot get close to them. We should fear those traditions the same thing we fear our pastors. When a pastor greets you or call you, you will jump up and say, "Oh, pastor, pastor, pastor." You even respect your pastor than your husband. Respect the tradition and respect the norm.
Hmm.
I did not attack anybody. I will never attack anybody. I love them. Those are my beautiful sisters. I love them like that. But the truth is, I let them be humble to learn and also adjust. If you correct me, if you understand me, if you know me better, two things that have really helped me to grow. Thank you and sorry has helped me to grow. Be humble to learn and relearn. Thank you.
Okay, if you really understand this amazing gentleman, you will know that two things have actually helped him to grow. I'm sorry and thank you. It is the magic words that will help us to grow. As a people, if we get to understand the need to express it in a right way at the right time and when it is necessary. Thank you so much. This has been a very warm filled conversation. The fact that I would love to put it up straight here, Kamai Kumo has actually been a man who is really, really plain. You get to, in this conversation, I've noticed that whatever he's saying is from the abundance of his heart. He's not attacking anybody in this space, and he's trying to tell you that this is it and this is how it should be. Okay. So please, for those persons that make it to view this, I would also love to know your view and your opinion in the comment section. Let's try to be very sincere, because the truth is, if we don't have it right this time, in 10 years to come, we will, the future posterity will point fingers towards us, because we are in the right place to correct the ills. Thank you so much. This has been a very fantastic 1 hour conversation with Iman Michael Moore. I'm really, really grateful, sir, and I love the fact that you gave out your time. I know this morning would have been very engaging for you, but you still sacrificed 1 hour. I love you as a brother, and
Thank you so
I will
much.
keep
I appreciate
saying
it.
thank you so much, and God
Thank you.
bless you, sir.
Thank you.
Say
Thank
someone
you.
say it. All
Bye.
right.
I see
So
you.
let's get to lead from the